everyone, and welcome to another surprisingly not yet canceled episode of Burger TV. I'm your host, James Burgundy, and today I'm coming to you live, which is far better than not, from our newly remodeled studios in Burgerland. The changes, while subtle, are a definite upgrade. You may be thinking to yourself, what's new on the set? Well, the backdrop, for one, is new. I had to reprint it because my kids spilled milk all over it. Anyway, I hope you love them. Before we dive into this week's fundamental, which is number 9, I wanted to address some of the chatter that I've seen on Twitter at 1 and 2 and 3 in the morning when I'm on there doing that. Now, certainly, I realize that some of these episodes are simply not going to be as funny as others. Fortunately, we have not come across that yet. On to the task at hand. This week's fundamental is number 9. At Berger, we practice transparency. With appropriate respect for confidentiality, we share information freely. The more people know, the better we can work together to build effective solutions. We practice open and honest communication with our residents and our teammates. We stand behind everything that we say and do. To commemorate fundamental number 9, I wanted to display this picture, which I think speaks for itself. This past week, I had the pleasure of visiting some of our sites to get real-life takes on how they practice transparency in their day-to-day operations. First up was Casey at Miller's Crossing. Let's see what she had to say. James Burgundy coming to you live. This is our 9th take now of this scene, but we're going to get it this time. I've messed up about 8 times. She's messed up once, so here we go. We are here at Miller's Crossing in Millersville, Pennsylvania, and today I'm here with one of our boomerangs, Casey. I was going to say our favorite, but we have others. So, Casey, the manager, and thank you so much for spending some time with us today. We're talking about fundamental number 9, which is we practice transparency, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
I think fundamental number 9 is very important because it all gives us a sense of community. We all can understand the company's goals and missions, which helps us understand what our goals and missions are, and it gives us a purpose and a drive to continue being the best that we can be every day.
That is beautiful, and we are done here. Thank you so much for being our host.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's just made this the best episode ever. Thank you, Casey, and I apologize for the tomfoolery there at the end. Next up was Hannah at Stone Mill Station. Let's get her thoughts. James Burgundy coming to you live again from Stone Mill Station in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I am here with Hannah, and we are talking about fundamental number 9, which is we practice transparency, and I want to get your thoughts on that and tell me why that's so important at a property like this.
Well, I think it's very important to practice transparency, especially at this property. We just recently took over ownership and management here, and the residents have not always been treated the best in the past. So it is impeccable that we're open, upfront, and honest with them about where things were, where we're at now, and where we're taking them. It's also very important for us to practice transparency within our office with each other. We're a brand new team coming together, trying to really build this property from the ground up. So being open and honest with one another and our residents is definitely something that we practice on a day-to-day basis, and we take close to heart.
Very good, and I need to be careful or you're going to take over my job. You seem like a natural here. And congratulations on the 1,000 work order completion. That is fantastic, and I'm glad I got to be here. Kat, I'm sorry I missed you, but we'll celebrate some other time. Thank you, sir. That's Bill's thumb right there. Thank you, Hannah. You guys should be so proud of all that you've accomplished in such a short time. I can't wait to see that property in the years ahead. I also wanted to issue you an apology. First, it was tomfoolery, and now it's Tom Thumb. I'll issue an apology on behalf of the entire network. Some people are asked to stay behind the camera for a reason. Keeping them there is sometimes a more challenging request. The good news is we are hiring for gaffers, key grips, and cameramen. Well, that's just about all the time we have for this week, but as we part ways, truly take the time to think about transparency and how you will be putting it into play in your daily lives. It's very important that we communicate effectively so that we don't run into a Three's Company situation. Remember that one episode where Jack thought things were one way and Chrissy thought they were another, and it turns out it was all just a big misunderstanding? Yeah, that was every episode. Anyhow, Until next week, stay classy, Burger.